your weekly view of young leaders taking big steps. This is Next Gen. Sponsored by PFI Western Wear, home of Boot Daddy. We're once again on the campus of Missouri State University's Darr College of Agriculture to talk about a global exchange program with UniCesumar, a Brazilian agricultural university, and the College of Agriculture.
So we've been doing this exchange for 6 years now. Total, we've had probably about 35 students participate in the program. And the goal is to really learn about the similarities and the differences between agriculture here in the United States and Brazil. Most of it focuses on row crop production, on agricultural business, as well as the animal sciences and veterinary sciences. And it's really interesting because, you know, we come from different sides of the equator.
Absolutely.
But there's really such a shared language that's unique to agriculture. You know, everybody's concerned, what's the weather going to do? What are prices going to be like when we harvest? And so it's a lot of fun to get to see, you know, students overcome that language barrier to find that shared language that's present in agriculture.
So take me through kind of a day in the life of one of our students that would be traveling down there. You know, what are they getting to see and experience and bring back to maybe share to their fellow students here in Missouri?
Yeah, so the group that's getting ready to go down will have a unique experience from iterations of the program in the past. And so what they'll be doing is in the morning, they're actually going to be taking some Portuguese classes. We do hope that when they come back, they'll actually be, maybe not fluent, but that they'll be very comfortable in speaking Portuguese once they return to Missouri, and we expect that to be an employable skill for them as well. Then in the afternoon, they'll take courses in agronomy and animal science and agriculture business, and then do site visits. So places that we've gone in the past are places like Cocomar and Coamo, which are cooperatives in Brazil. It's very common for row crop producers to belong to a cooperative. They'll also be learning things like reproductive techniques, so artificial insemination, embryo transfer, those sort of things, and how they work in Brazil, which is very similar, but also a little bit different because the breed of cattle is totally different. Yeah, so it's really interesting for students to get that experience.
So Courtney, you are now a grad student here at the College of Ag. You went to Brazil just about 3 years ago. Tell me about that experience and what led you to take that international opportunity.
So I love traveling, whether it's international or in the United States. So I really went to Brazil just to experience the country and to experience their culture and their agriculture, honestly. My undergrad is in agricultural communications, so it was kind of a little bit of a barrier not speaking Portuguese when I went down there, but I picked it up really easily, and it's been fantastic just learning their language. And so now I get to go back this year with the College of Ag to go back down there. So when we went to Brazil, it was a little bit different than it is now because it was only 10 days, whereas now they get to go for 3 months and really experience it and get more credit hours. But we toured beef operations, we toured biodiesel plants and other major agricultural businesses that they had for us to go see. And the Brazilian culture is just, it's amazing.
So this week, you know, the students from Brazil are doing what you've done over there, spending 10 days as a crash course on Missouri agriculture, and you get to be a part of that. But you're going back, and you're bringing students with you as a grad student, and you're going to be over there much longer. So take us through what the 2 month, 3 month, I think you said, period will be, and what these students will get to do, and how they can take that into future careers.
So Mike and I only get to be there for 10 days, which is very sad. But the students this year, they will get to actually be in classes and be in lectures and learn about their veterinary science program and their agronomy program. So the students will spend the morning hours being lectured, and then in the afternoon they'll get to do what we do here at Missouri State with more hands-on opportunities. So going out to their university farm, whether it's at the Equine Surgical Center or whatever vet science or agronomy they're going in to study.
So Courtney, you're an ag communications major, and you're studying, you're working on your graduate degree. So how do you take this international experience, this global opportunity, and translate it into future career?
It's been really awesome just to portray agricultural communications and to bridge that gap between producer and consumer, and now I have more of a global feel about it, so I understand what the standpoint is from other countries, so I feel like bringing that back, it can really help with my future career.
Well, let's talk about students that get to come to Missouri State.
Yeah.
What do they get to experience, and what's the overall goal with you hosting them?
Yeah. So what we again hope to do is that they have a greater understanding of how production practices here in the state of Missouri work. Typically what happens is in the morning we'll do lectures. So they'll do things about like learning the different soil profiles in Missouri. We spend a lot of time talking about that they're very different depending on where you're at in the state. Learning about our orientation towards crop production. So when we're in Maringá, Brazil, a lot of the row crops are similar. It's a lot of corn, it's a lot of soy, a fair amount of wheat, but then also sugarcane added on top of it. But the growing season is totally different. Mm-hmm. So they actually have 3 distinct growing seasons, so which allows for continual planting and harvesting. And here in Missouri, they're getting to see, here's what one growing season looks like.
So Esther, you are one of the many Brazilian students that have traveled to Missouri to spend a few weeks learning about Missouri agriculture. Mm-hmm. Take us through what kind of led you to want to be part of this experience.
Okay. So I'm a vet student, and when I knew about the program, I was really interested because it was like it was a agriculture and vet program, and I knew it was more about agriculture because you guys are big on agriculture here. But I really like this area of studies and all.
You mentioned you're a vet science student,
Yeah.
so as you continue your education, what's your future goals back home? What do you want to be when you grow up, so to speak?
When I grow up, I want to be a horse vet.
Okay, specialize in equine?
Yeah, specialize in equine, especially dental equine care.
Overall, what does it mean to be here in Missouri and visit Missouri State and take in what we have to offer?
It means I want to do my specialization.
Your specialization in...
Yeah, my specialization. Sorry about my English. In here, in the U.S.
In the U.S.
So I don't know yet where, but I know I want to do it here.
So we'll see you again, I'm sure.
Yeah, I want to do some internships too, because in the last year in Brazil, we have to do like obligatory internship. It's 6 months, and we can go anywhere in the world that we want to. So I want to try to come here.
Well, we will welcome you back to Missouri.
Okay, yeah. I would love doing it here. It would be nice.
Well, as a professor, as an educator, your goal is to continually be filling their brains with added information. So how can a student take, whether they've gone there for 10 days, to Brazil for 10 days or 2 months, how can they take what they've gained and make them turn that into employable traits down the road once they graduate?
Absolutely. I think this is something that's really common with all students, is learning that it's not just necessarily the specific information that you've learned, but how to apply it in places that you hadn't necessarily thought of before.
Well, if you could sum up your experience and just in a phrase of leading the charge and leading these young people down there and guiding them through Missouri, what does it mean to you to be a part of that?
It is so rewarding. It's so rewarding for students to talk about all the different experiences they have and to see the excitement and the passion in their voice. For some of them, especially if they're towards the end of their career, maybe they're becoming a little burnt out with school. They're ready for that next step and they're kind of just over it. And an experience like this just reminds them of, the goal and the importance of being a lifelong learner. It doesn't stop once you get your degree. It continues on after that, and there are just so many different ways and places to learn. And so I think it's just really exciting to be part of helping students realize that and to kind of re-energize and get excited.